Welcome back to Space Engineers, guys, and of course you're back on Epsilon Longhorn Economy, and we fixed the problem. We're back to the other. I know if you watched the last the two series I've been doing, all of a sudden last episode we were a little different, and that is because, well, I was messing around playing off of my series and it defaulted, and that was a pain. So we had a lot happen last episode, and of course we'll start out this episode like we always do with a little bit of food. So let's go ahead and go grab ourselves something to eat real quick, have a little breakfast before we get started with our day. And it is a big day for us today because we found the best thing ever. We're gonna hold off on the spaghetti, but good gravy. Alright, let's go over here. Let's have, yep, we're gonna have a bit of those. How are we doing? Yeah, we're still in production. Okay, cool. Where are these? Oh, we turned those off. Okay, yeah, because we are trying to conserve our power situation here. But, yeah, not really concerned about that as much now. We're going to go ahead and jump over here and have a little bite to eat. So the plan is to get to the Motherlode Ice 2 and then go ahead and start collecting some ice. Yeah, we'll do that when we go outside. So first thing is we're already lined up for it, which is actually really awesome. So let's go ahead and we'll aim for, let's aim for the side. Actually, you know what? Let's aim for this side. And I'll tell you the reasoning, because they're already set up for the other. Alright, so let's do this. Ready? Are we set? Do we have... We are set all the way around. Outstanding. Let's give it a good burn. We're going to get a refuel on that ice, so... Oh, I love that sound. That is so creepy. Alright, and we're going to give it a good burn. I'm watching that 4% because we still have to have enough to slow down. Coming up, coming up, coming up. Alright, we're going to turn off our thrusters. Let's check to ensure that we are off all the way around. We are. Okay, now we're just going to kind of coast along here. Yeah, at 101, it's about 50% speed because I don't want to run the risk of going crazy. We do have 4%. That's not a lot when you've got a mass of nearly 1,000,000 kilograms. It takes a bit to slow it down. So, well, that's doing its thing. Let's go ahead and go this way and get some stuff sorted. Oh, what's that? Oh, there's our component merchant. Well, before we go and do all that, we're going to drop this stuff off because I don't want to deal with that. Oh. You know what else we're going to do? We're going to run back here and we're going to close the back door, so to speak. Might as well seal up the warehouse. Don't need it. Alright. Yeah, we're coming up on the Motherlode now. Sure didn't take long, did it? Alright. We still have that component merchant over there, but unfortunately they don't have a lot of money. So unless we want to buy something, we're not going to be able to do anything. And we can't buy anything because we don't have a lot of cash in the bank. All of our cash is in hand, which is kind of dumb, but it's just how it turned out. So... Alright, we're closing in on it. We'll get close to it, and then we'll go ahead and... Wow, actually that's not that far away. It's only 4 kilometers difference between the salvage and the Motherlode. Hey, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Well, we might... I kind of want to get some fuel in us, you know. So maybe we'll just park ourselves over by the Motherlode and then just run back and forth a little bit but I kind of feel like I want to bring that ship over. But the extra mass, yeah, we're gonna need to be able to. We're gonna need to be able to do something a little different with that. All right, so we're gonna. Yeah, we're gonna empty out all the boxes, all the containers in that ship first. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and hit the brakes on this. And as we do, we are going to rotate. Actually, you know what? Let's not rotate, because I was thinking we'd rotate, but you know what? We won't. We'll bring it up alongside. This is where a drill ship would be so handy. Alright, we're getting close to bingo time on this. We're almost Winchester on that hydrogen, and I don't want that. So let's we're gonna kind of push it forward a little bit, get a little closer. When it drops to 2%, alright, we're easing off. Let it go ahead and drift by. Come to a stop, and you know, I almost wish we had a drill on this thing. It'd be pretty easy to set up a drill rig if we had the components for it. But that would mean we'd have to find, you know, a drill. Alright, well, yeah, we could get one. It's not that hard. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump over here. Let's go ahead and run over here. And then let's go get some ice. As much as I would like, you know, normally I would want to drain that hydrogen tank on that ship, but yeah, I'm not worried about that now, because look, we've got plenty of hydrogen. Okay. Nothing is stolen, but yeah. We know that, but well, we might be able to buy some stuff, I guess. He doesn't have any money to sell. It's kind of like, well, he might have money now. You never know. So I can't just arbitrarily say, oh, he doesn't have anything. Yeah. Yep, there it goes. All right. You know, it'd be really cool is to have one of these ice asteroids and then have something inside the middle, like something frozen. That'd be so cool. Like a ruin frozen inside of an asteroid full of ice. That would be just insane. It would definitely make you wonder what's going on. Alright, we're going to go ahead and let's see. How are we doing on the hydrogen tanks? Let's see. Industrial hydrogen tanks. If we pull that other industrial hydrogen tank over from the other ship, we could have a third one, and that would be nice. We could more fuel. We're gonna need it. Yeah, it's doing its thing real nice though, but it's gonna take a while. So if we get that other hydrogen tank, I'm thinking we'll run a conveyor line over to here, and I guess we'll have to set it up here. Like right up against this maybe? Because if we do it over here, that's going to mess with our plan to make this into a, well, actually, I guess we could always take it down lower. And the other option too is we could do our hydrogen fuel canisters. Well, we could do them over here. I don't like the idea of having an external hydrogen tank on this side here, but we could. But we can always go down, or we can always go up. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, we may have to put them right here, and if we do that, we'll just remove these, get the I-beam out of the way, and extend things out forward a little bit more. Maybe reconfigure the I-beam, or just put an end cap on it and then do an additional I-beam. If we did it here, though, it would fit, but it would be right up on this unless we did it right there. Yeah, we could hook it right here. Yeah, that would work. Yeah. Yeah, I think that we might actually do that, because we're pretty equidistant in a way, but slightly off. This needs to go a little bit to the left to make a perfect square, but we don't really care about perfect squares. But we kind of have to care about a perfect square in a way. Yeah. Either that or line up these pylons. If we move these pylons over, yeah, that might be good too. Yeah, we could also set these things up on a side angle too, which actually is not a bad idea. If we put one right here. Actually, you know what we might do? What if we shifted this to be... Yeah. What if we did shift it over here and put one right here sideways? And we did the... Well, I like these industrial ones. Alright. Well, you know what? Let's go up and let's first of all... Yep, you're buying ingots, selling components. Ooh, I wonder if they'll buy ice. I don't know. Not that I'm interested in selling at the moment, because we're kind of need it ourselves, but...
Inventory full.
Alright. So the next thing is going to be to, well, we could break down some stuff, but he doesn't have a lot of money, but we could give it a shot. Alright, let's see, there it is. Alright, so that's going to be busy working for a little while. Alright, let's go. Oh, wait, before we do that, let's go get ourselves a recharge, and then we're going to go over there and see what we can salvage. First, we'll start by taking everything out of those containers, and then, you know, like the large... yeah, so let's go ahead and get over here, and then we'll empty out the containers of all the different things. Now, what I was thinking, because it's tricky sometimes to find components, I know I toyed with the idea of having the assembler make ammunition, and I do like the idea that the assembler does not make components but can make other things using component, using materials you get, and I like that idea. But what I'm thinking is, as far as weapon systems are concerned, because I have, let's see, do I have a mod in place? Usually I have mods in place for stuff like that. Do I have any mods? No, I don't. Well, hold that thought. We're going to jump in here and gather. So my thought was this. If we can get, if we get ammo for a weapon system we do not have, then I would say we should be able to build that weapon. Because some of the weapons, particularly in mods, I think are hard to come by. The modded ones are really, you can't really get those in the encounters. And so my thought is that that would be an opportunity to be able to have some weapon systems that we might not necessarily have been able to get. And still be able to maintain a level of scrapyard going on, you see? Because we are doing economy scrapyard with this, and I kind of like to be able to maintain it where we, if we're going to have a component, have a block, we're going to find it, you see. But I think for weapons in particular, I think that if you find it, you should be able to make it. If you get the ammunition, if you find the ammunition for it, but only if you find ammo. If you buy the ammo, that's not the same thing. Because you're not always gonna find the weapons you want. But I don't know. But I'm thinking that's something we could do. But I'm toying with the idea right now. I would have thought that magnesium would have gotten processed by our basic refinery. It must be turned off. Yeah, it is. Alright, we're going to leave it off. We got plenty of storage space, so we'll leave it off. I mean, it's not like there's a lot we can do with it, but we could make munitions for it. Usually I would say that the only thing you can do with an assembler would be to break stuff down, and maybe that might be the way to go. Just as a disassembler, and then utilize salvage and purchasing for any kind of munitions, gear, equipment, things like that. I kind of like that idea, so I think that's going to be the way this playthrough is going to work. However, getting weapon systems aren't that easy. So the thought, yeah. You're not buying the stuff I want to sell here, so. Well, we could disassemble all these, actually, you know what? That's actually probably a good idea. Although they don't have any... Here's the thing that's so funny. They don't have any money. So, the other thing is that I want those... I think that we should make a drop pod and utilize one of the thrusters, maybe a couple of those... Well, use one thruster and a gyro, because really you can fly with one thruster and a gyro. You just rotate in place, and then when you want to slow down, you just spin. But we could do something like that, because that's not technically a ship. So let's go ahead and eat a little bit more of that. Honestly, I don't like running around without some sort of protection, but we don't really have a weapon on here. Do we have a weapon? I just feel like we need to be armed, because, I don't know, I just got this feeling like something's waiting in the wings because it's going too easy, so. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and head back and collect more gear. Now, we don't really need another large cargo container, but I can see the desire to have one, so I don't know. It might be nice to have one handy. Have a medium container handy. Just to be able to... Okay, so what's the story with you? An H2O210. Okay, do you have... Nope. No ice. Okay. Let's go ahead and get inside here and see what we can take from in here before we go back. I'm pretty sure we cleared it out of loose stuff, but let's double check. And you had... Yep. Alright. We'll get it. We'll carry over our little dispenser. Yeah, I think we cleared it out pretty good. Alright. So let's go ahead and start with this. Okay, we got a shelf. Let's see here. Take those. And this. If I could figure out where that stupid... Oh, wait a minute. I don't have a gyro. But what I do have... Yeah, see, if I start moving in the direction that I don't have a thruster, I am sunk without a gyro. Ah, it'd be so nice just to bring the ship back, you know? But alas, the gyros are like, no, we will not do that for you. You will have to suffer. Okay. Just collecting a lot of pipes.
Inventory full.
Cool. Gravity generator. So nice and handy. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, see, that's a nice haul of pipes, but more importantly, just buy something already. Oh, dude, you're not really in, we don't really have anything to sell you, dude, and we don't have a lot of money. Every time we try to sell him something, he doesn't have any money on hand, so it's like, why? What's the point, dude? It makes you almost want to just start tearing into it, but I'm pretty sure if we do that, that's piracy. And we're not trying to be pirates. And we are not sporting letters of marque, so... Alright. Oh, snap. You know, it just occurred to me. We left all the thrusters on. So they're drawing juice as it's making juice. So let's go ahead and get in here. Off. Just let it hold in place while it does its thing. Let's see here. And we'll go down to the big container. Well, we still got a little bit of ice left. I'm just gonna let it do its thing, and then what we'll do... Oh. I just keep having these ideas. Actually, you know what we're gonna do with these pipes? All right. Well, that was an easy, handy thing to do. All right, let's drop these in here. Now, what kind of ammo was that we grabbed? We grabbed the Pro 1 and the 2 missile launchers, but what is that? Assault cannon shells. Okay. You know what? Okay. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, what kind of, we picked up some gold, so we'll grab that. We have uranium, but we're not selling it. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn on the... Let's turn on the refinery, actually. We're going to let the basic refinery refine what we have in here. And then we'll use some of that material as well. So we've got, we're working on some iron, okay. Not that I think these guys are going to have a lot of... I mean, I honestly don't think they're going to have hardly anything, but we'll give it a shot. Alright, so where are you, component merchant? Okay, let's go over to the component merchant and sell a few of these ingots and see if they have some reactor components, because if we can buy some reactor components, we can repair our reactor and then start using some uranium. But I don't know if they got anything else we want. I don't think they do, but you never know. It's a component merchant, so it could be they could have you might have some. What do we want that we need more than anything else? Well, we always need the motors, but I'm thinking, well, they don't have, well, they might have ammunition for Gatling guns, but that doesn't do any good because we don't have any Gatling guns to arm. Rare goods, rare goods, rare goods, all reasonable prices. Yeah, that's true. You do have some of that Factorum stuff. Alright, rare goods. Well, good news is doors are shut. But we'll see how this goes. This will be my tell. Nope. Nope. Oh, wow. You can claim the grid. Wow. See, claim this and pirate it up. Oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Alright, what do we got available? Engineer plushies. Well, they do have medical components, but we don't really need those. They do have motors, that's good. Power cells. Yeah. And we have reactor components, which is what we really need, is reactor components. Yeah. Alright, so we're selling gold. Wow, see? This is what we keep running into. They don't have sufficient funds. They don't have enough money to actually... Well, we can sell them iron. Maybe. Wow. So we'd be able to get 2 of those. Right? No, 1. What? I have 100 pieces. What are you talking about? There's not enough of the item. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you're pretty much useless. Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever. See you later. Alright, where are we going? We're going here. That was a waste of time. That was a waste. That's okay. We're gonna go over to the we're gonna wander back over to our salvage and see what we can get going on there. I'm always looking for additional salvage locations. Be kind of nice if we had, you know, something else that might have, I don't know, the notice of another station that we could go to that doesn't involve going to the bottom. Oh wait, there is another one. There is one that popped up. Where? No. No, there was another one. It was over here somewhere. I know I saw it. Alright, well, we're close enough now. I will find that there's a gyro in there somewhere. I'm so set on finding this damn gyro. It's gotta be in here somewhere. We're gonna go back to looking for said gyro. Let's see. Is it up on top maybe? No, it wouldn't be up there. I feel like something like this might be down behind here somewhere. No, it's not going to be in there. I don't know. That's nice, merchant, but it's not helpful for me. Alright, we'll grab that. Alright, well that's different. So what we're doing right now, I'm thinking, is let's just get, you know, go through and we'll gut all the extra stuff too. And we already have a gravity generator. So that isn't really critical, but oh, what's that? A vulture, of course. Stay away. Yeah, I'm not too worried about those as much as I would like. Let's see. Okay, so we could be looking at a situation where this could get dicey. So,
low.
yep. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, we're really sitting in a bad way. So let's go ahead and get some of the steel.
Inventory full.
Alright. Let's get out and head back to our... Okay, where are you? Alright, so going with the salvage, you find the munition, you get the weapon system. I would say twice we've gathered those weapons, so I'm thinking 2 assault cannons, and then we did grab a Pro 1 with a couple of missiles, so but I'm not going to consider that a salvage like that to unlock it. I think in that case it would be, it's literally a Pro 1 with missiles. So that being the case, I think it might be time for us to go ahead and think about adding some defensive measures. And that defensive measure I'm thinking is going to be right here. So I'm thinking let's go with we'll go gray. Why not? Go up. Now I could go off the side. That might actually be better. Just in case we want to do thrusters up.
Energy critical.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be actually a better way to go. So let's
Inventory full.
You are very annoying, suit lady. Alright. Let's get down here and drop this stuff off. And then we're gonna go ahead and add, because we had this one and we had at least one other grab, so that gives us 2. So at least we'll have some sort of defense in place, and that's kind of important. So we're gonna drop the rest of these off and get that set up. So, and this is where you're going to come into play. As much as I wanted that pipe there, nope. We're going to go something like this. Uh-oh.
No energy.
There we go. This has got to be the most chatty yet useless merchant yet. Alright, so I am gonna move this. Let's see, we have this here, so we might as well take this out and turn it this way. Actually, take that out, bring it up, turn it that way, and then we're gonna make a pylon here and set up a weapon system. We have another spot for a weapon system right here. But yeah, I think, here's the thing, finding weapons for ships is actually, I mean, you can, but I mean, I guess maybe we could wait and just salvage it, yeah. I just feel like it's like we need it, and that's not, yeah. Alright, so let us go and see what our status of our fuel is before we start going crazy with weapon systems. We'll set up weapon mounts and stuff like that too. That way we can get them in place and when we find them. Yeah, I just don't feel good about that. You know, that it takes away from our scrapyarding portion of the series. gotta either find it or buy it. So, that's how it is. Okay, so what are we looking at for fuel? Oh, we're at 5. Okay. Oh, we can get some movement on that then. Alright. Light gonna go on and we're gonna get some movement. Okay, we're gonna drift. And what we're gonna do is once we get to the ship, we're gonna lock our landing gear on it right here, and then we're gonna drag it back to our spot, and we'll just be alternating, fueling up and getting the ship torn down, fueling up, getting the ship torn down. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but I think that we're gonna go really well, and we'll upgrade and do some building as we go. You know what I was thinking too is we might, on this back portion, we might do like a platform off of it.